Hi friends, Joanna here. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. Super fun video today, and I hope you guys get inspired, get a little Sojo inspiration. So let's get started. Hi friends, so I just did a short showing you the before I washed these. So I had literally just taken these out of the dryer. I have not pressed them. So whenever I have these types of fabrics that's not maybe the best quality, I usually put them in a mesh bag and then I put them in the washing machine under the setting of hand washing, warm, cold. So while they're in the mesh bags, you grab a whole bunch of them and put a couple of fat quarters or whatever. I put 2 fat quarters in each bag. And I have to say, they did not fray too bad, right? I was expecting a lot worse. Again, I did not even press these. You could tell they're a little wrinkled. So some fared well better than others, right? You can see here, some didn't fray at all, and some did. So not too bad, right? So that was my advice. And trust me, ask me how I know of how to wash these, not high quality quilting cottons or not so cottons, right? So yeah, they didn't turn out too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and press these and then we're going to start cutting. Okay, so I shared with you in the short the fabrics that I won't be using from here because the prints are quite large and they're too big to use the 5-inch ruler, and fussy cutting basically sometimes with the larger prints wastes fabric. So I am going to dig into, I have some fall scraps, fall remnants, and some fat quarters that I will be using for my curtains as well. So I can't wait to get started. Okay, folding the fat quarter from the 18 inches in half, folding it again, and now I'm going to be trimming this up, and let's see how many 5-inch squares we can get from our fat quarter. Okay, so I have 8 so far. Let's open this piece up and see how many we can get from here. Fold this again. Again, we're gonna not worry about stretch or anything. We are just trying to optimize our fabrics. So let's see here. I just folded this again. Okay, 12 5-inch squares and 2 fun fall strips to add for another project. Now that's pretty awesome. All right, friends, there is 126 5-inch squares here. There are 17 different patterns. So this is going to be a 70 by 40. So it's going to be 14 rows of 8. Yeah, so because I'm going to be losing some inches in the seam allowance, 3.5 and 2 1/4. 2 1/4 for the width and 3.5 for the length. So my original curtains were 66 by 38, but these don't have to be exact because they're just curtains for my sewing room. So yes, 14 rows of 8 5-inch squares. So 126. So now is the fun part. We get to put them together. So I'm just going to be actually lining these all up on a board and just sewing as I go down because I don't want to have, the same fabric like right next to each other, right? So yay, this is the fun part. Okay, friends, lots of progress today. Look at all these beautiful fall fabrics. There are 28 rows. Each row has 8 5-inch squares, and each panel will have 14 rows in it. So now is the time to plan the rows, plan each panel, put them together, get these ladies pressed, and I just love these happy fall colors. Hi there, friends. This is panel number 1 completed. Look how pretty, yay. So right now this is a 37 by 65, so very close to the original size of my panels, but I was able to use, I did wind up using all the fabrics with the bigger patterns, like the ones with the pies and stuff. I just used everything plus some extra fat quarters for my stash. This is a very beginner project, so much fun, and dig into your stash and create some really fun projects. So yes, has been really fun. So one more panel to go. Friends, this is both panels. I'm so excited. Yay. Look how beautiful the fall colors are. Total fall vibe. Yes, this was inspired by my friend Donnell at Donnell Stitchery. Go check out her channel. She's lots of fun. So now it's time for picking out a lining. And then we are almost done. These have been such a great project, beginner friendly, and just love it. Okay, found the perfect lining fabric for my curtains. This is a nice sheer fabric. This was gifted to me by my friend Debbie at Quilted. So awesome. So these are going to be perfect. Okay, I've added on my lining fabric. I left a 12-inch opening along the top because we're going to be flipping this over anyway because we're going to be using it for our rods. So we're going to stitch all the way around. You're going to start here, back stitch, stitch all the way around till you get to this point, back stitch, and then we are almost done. So I just ran this through my serger. Makes the edges really nice and cleaned up and everything. So now we're going to flip this right side out. Okay, so last step is I have folded over 2.5 inches from the front to the back. I'm going to just give a quick stitch all the way down, back stitching at each end. Hi friends, we are done. Look how awesome they look. I'm trying to show you in the best color that I can. Yeah, so I wind up doing a top stitching all the way around, as well as I wind up doing some quilting on it. Just every other row column I did just some straight line stitching. Look how much fun these patterns are. So amazing. So if this is not a fall vibe, I don't know what is. This is just making my sewing room look so happy and bright. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, give a thumbs up. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. And thank you guys so much for all of your love and your support. I appreciate everything. So thank you guys again so much. And I will be talking to you guys soon.